Hello, it's Linda here, and today we're going to talk about how to handle energy vampires. Do you even know what they are? And how to handle negativity in a loving way so that it isn't combative and it doesn't come back on you. I'm Linda, and you're watching the LindaSimpson-Heartisan channel. And my website, if you want to look up further, is neutralizingwithlove.com. And that's really one of the core issues for me, is neutralizing with love, not combative. So what did I say first? How to handle energy vampires. You know, people, if they see your shine, they want a little bit of it. They want to rub up against it. They want to feel it. Whereas often the grumpy people are like, they have that negative magnetic attraction, bing, away. And we can have stuff happen to us when we're least expecting it, if we're fully in ourselves. Let me start back a little ways. The further along you get in your awareness, the further you will understand yourself, and the better you'll know your body, and the more able you'll be to identify stuff that doesn't belong to you. Now that belongs to everything, not just energy vampires. It belongs to absolutely everything. And yesterday, and I consider myself a little bit aware, yesterday I was just sitting, it was coming to the end of the day, and I felt this incredible negative energy in my solar plexus, in this little place that is in the V where your ribs join up. And if I had been a person who, sorry doctors, who believes in doctors, I might have considered looking for a medical example. But I'm the sort of person who goes spiritual first, much to the annoyance of some people around me. And I look at it and I go, what is that? Does it belong to me? Is it really mine? Have I done anything to get this? And the way I get answers from that is through knowing my body better, is through listening, is through understanding, is practicing. And the response I got to that energy yesterday, which was really intense, actually so intense that I didn't eat my dinner because I thought I'd just throw it up again. And I sat with it for a long time, and I got a picture and I got an understanding, and I smothered it with love. You see, I didn't go out of my way to send any negative thought pattern or to feel bad about this supposed energy vampire. I just used my love magic, and that's how I handle anything that may or may not be described as negative. Now you might want me to, if you go online and look at energy vampires, how to handle energy vampires, the list will be huge on what to do, how to identify it, and you know what, as soon as you do that, you are banking your energy in that negative pile of poop. You are. But what I do and what I teach and what I promote to you is that when you know something's landed on you, inside of you, around you, and it's not yours, whether it be this energy vampire, whether it be something physical in your world, handle it with love from the inside. So, first step, handle the love where you're feeling the negative energy. Like, has it landed in your jaw? For me, most times external negative energy is my gut or my solar plexus. If it's really obvious and someone's hurt my heart, then yes. But if it's sneaky stuff, then it lands in my gut, or it lands, especially if it's perhaps an unconscious reaching out, because that's another point. This is not necessarily always a conscious thing. So if someone knows you and they know the love in your heart and they know your shine, and in their moment of darkness, they reach out over the airwaves, they think of your energy, it can be quite an automatic feeling for them because they trust you to shine to them. Then what happens is, if your heart's so wide open, and if you haven't got your magic embedded in your shield, in your energy, then they can come in and they can feast at the table. So, my point, and I didn't want to go on about this, I just want you to feel, I want you to know your body. This is actually step 2 in the 5 ways to stop sneaky stress, which is knowing and seeing and understanding how you receive energy and how you send energy. And that book, the connection to that, is in the link in a raw form, a copy and paste form, or you can go and find it on the main page of the YouTube channel. So you'll find that there. But let me tell you, okay, so some things that you can do. If you close your eyes and envisage yourself in your energy form, I always saw it as a pearlescent egg shape that surrounds me in happiness and light bouncing. And I used this form on my property. I'm going to sidetrack to that. On the property here, I wanted it to be love. And we've lived here a long time, and we've had interesting neighbours and loving neighbours. And so over time, for my sensitivities, I needed this space to be loving here where I live. So I started off by envisaging this egg shape around the entire property. And then I thought, it's a bit selfish, really. I could extend it because I'm bigger than that. So I breathed love into it, and just regularly breathed love into it. And now our suburb around me feels good. It feels good, and people are happy. My street is like a little community of happy. Now, I'm not going to say I'm in charge of that. I'm just going to say my interactions with my street are happy. And the other thing that a friend told me that I have done consistently around my property is there's a movie by in the Harry Potter series that talks about, is it called The Waterfall of Disillusion? You may correct me if I'm wrong. And she told me that someone walking through that waterfall can only go through in their true form. That's what I remember anyway. So I went out the front of mine, in my mindscape. I did it in Imagineer land. I went out the front of my place and I looked at the verge, which is about 3 meters, a bit over 3 yards. I don't know how you measure. And that's the public walkway really in our street. That's where the mailman comes, all of those things. And I looked at the gutter and I thought, maybe not the gutter, maybe I have to come back just a little bit. And I did this waterfall through my energy field, and I intended that anyone who came into that, through that waterfall, came as their true loving self. That's my intention. It has been proven to me so many times that worked, and that intention holds, because I did it with love, you see, and that's what I go back to. I didn't do it going, those street door knocking people. I didn't do it because of people who come up and try and sell you stuff at the door. I didn't do it for that. I did it so as that if they did come, then that day they would get me, and that me usually goes, how you going? But no thanks, not today. But pleasantly, because I know some of those people have a really hard time, and everyone's got to be doing something, don't they? So that energy field, that you get that, go back and listen to it again. It'll come in the form, if you listen to it with your eyes closed, you'll get the magic of the picture inside of you. And I have applied that to my own energy. And so that is what you need to learn. And also, the other thing that makes all of this work is when you have been dealing with someone, whether you've been thinking about them, whether you've been a client, whether they're just, anyone really, if you've been visiting somebody, begin the practice of actually, like, on your solar plexus, so just through here, okay, just close the circle. It's like if you've done a sister circle, then there's an opening ceremony and a closing ceremony. You see that in so many places. It's because it's done. It's begun and then it's done. Now, begin a practice. If this feels right for you, begin a practice of closing the energy. You can do it in your mindscape. You don't have to do it like in a physical form. But it is good practice to use your hand well, this is my left hand, I'm in reverse for you, but use your hand around that. Initially, just use your hand across your solar plexus to remember that you need to close off. And you can use that kind of secretness, if you like, when you're in front of somebody who you feel is a little needy, and just envisage that your heart energy is okay, but they can't come in. That's it, you know. And if you do that, I hope this hasn't come across as verbal to you. If you do that, if you practice that your way, make it your magic, include it in your world, do it with love, then you are actually putting your energy in the good place. You're putting your energy in a place that's expansive, not like controlling and no. And a lot of the old teachings were about that, were about, I need to be protected and I need this and I need that. You don't. Needing to be protected makes you feel like somebody else is in control of your world. You're in control of your world. I'm preaching now. Okay, now I usually do an Anahata code at the end of these, but what I'm going to do is put a link that'll come up shortly, and that link's going to take you to the Rose Quartz YouTube that I did just a little while ago, and there's such a beautiful, loving Anahata code to do. And there'll be, you can go to the channel and find other ones. All of my work is done with love. All of my work is offered with love. And if you don't know much about my work, then go over, make it a little journey. Go and look at neutralizingwithlove.com and have a look at what I offer and what I do with my clients, because I have been gifted with, you can call it downloads, I really don't mind how people describe it. I've been gifted with the most beautiful processes to alleviate stress, to open you to your journey, to shine the light on where you want to be, to learn about your energy and how you can flow it, to stand beside you as you grow, not to tell you what to do. That's definitely not my role. But yes, my role is here to support and guide and enable, and my processes do that. So go and have a look. Oh, and one thing I would like to ask you is, if this brings you joy, if this brings you anything today, then can you press the like button? That helps my algorithms, you know those things. It's got to be a rhythm. And if you'd like to subscribe, that's even wonderfuler. Go look at the dictionary, that's probably not a word. Anyway, gorgeous beings, I hope you get something from this. It's very, very spontaneous. I hope it flowed in some sort of way for you. Go listen to the bits again as you go through, because they'll be segmented and time-stamped. And I love you. So be happy and joyful in the moments that you can. Spot yourself being non-energized, see where it comes from, and then go back around and be you again. The you, not the me kind of happy, the you kind of happy. Embed yourself in love and your magic. And I'll see you again soon. Mwah, I love you. Bye.